I'll kickstart the introduction. Then we'll pick it up from I think we can pick it up from Aaron to Benjamin. So my name is Bakari Farouk. I'm a Microsoft cloud solution and security specialist, right? I've been working in the Microsoft space for several years, and I'm looking at trying my best to impact people on cybersecurity, right? So that's my own introduction. Who is going to go next? Um, Hello,
Okay,
can
my
anyone go
name is
next?
Doinsola.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Doinsola. I've been in tech for a while now, and I'm really intrigued about security. So the main reason for joining this meeting is to learn more about what I've known before. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Doyin. Yeah. So who's going next?
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Okay. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Imire Ogenetejiri. Um, I started off my security in criminal justice system, but after doing a lot of research, I realized that most people in the prison had a lot of cyber crime. So that was what intrigued me to go into cybersecurity. And I started my career in cybersecurity last year. And I'm very grateful for this opportunity to upskill myself more and learn more, basically. So, yes, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tejuri. Yeah. So who's going next?
Hey, can you hear me? Good evening,
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah. I can hear you. Good evening.
Okay, my name is Rama. A business development executive in technology. So the aim for me to join this class is just to learn more, to know about cybersecurity. I don't know anything about cybersecurity, so I want to know about cybersecurity. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Ramat. Who's going next?
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Oluwamayowa. I've been around tech for a while, but I'm a novice to cybersecurity, so I seize this opportunity as an entry, for me to know what cybersecurity is all about, especially when it comes to Microsoft. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Mayowa. Who's going next?
Hello,
Good
everybody.
evening.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lawal Olasimbo Basir, and I'm a pharmacist. I have my background in pharmacy, and I want to transition into tech space, cybersecurity, so to speak. So I've attended bootcamp at Gumai Code, proud to now, and I just did my CompTIA Security Plus, and thank God I passed there. And I'm looking forward to fully transition into a cybersecurity space. So, and I'm very sure by the grace of God that this is going to be a seamless path for me to do so. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Mr. Lawal. And once again, congratulations for passing your first cybersecurity exam. More certifications, inshallah. Um, Victoria, I think you were about speaking then.
Yes, good evening. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Victoria.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Victoria. I joining this group is just for me to have, a deep understanding on Microsoft cybersecurity solution. So I'm here to learn and have knowledge on different areas. Even if I have knowledge on on the security engineer. I'm here to have a deeper knowledge on Microsoft. So that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome, Victoria. Who's going next? Deborah.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah,
Um,
good evening,
um,
Deborah.
yeah, I'm Debbie, and uh, I've currently worked with some people here as project manager. I'm still a project manager, but I need more money in this part of the world. This subject is very lucrative, so yeah, it's for me. It's money. That's more money that is my driver. That's just the fact. I have there are a lot of roles even in the company I'm working on now that that if with these skills you would be able to put yourself out there. So for me that's and I'm currently preparing for cybersecurity plus CompTIA security plus. So yeah, this would go a long way for me.
Yeah, welcome, Debbie. But we are not sharing money here.
I know it's the knowledge that will give me the money.
By God's grace, by God's grace.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Debbie. Yeah, so who's going next? We still have a lot of people. Bolaron, Sheyi,
Okay.
Joseph, everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Aaron. So I work in technology with Farouk and with so many people on the call here. Right. So very, very much interested in going into cybersecurity, knowing what it is, and then seeing how I can upskill in this area. Right. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you very much, Aaron. Who's going next? As if probably I'll just be
Good
calling
evening,
names now. So
everyone.
All right, good
yeah,
evening.
good evening.
Good evening. Okay, good evening. My name is Olawale Bakari. A computer engineering student in Uniben. I picked up cybersecurity as a place point of interest. I would like to develop this skill as I see it as it can be a path forward helping me in my career. Okay, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes, we
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Yeah, I'm Joseph Agbola. Cloud engineer. Just want to pick up some area of cybersecurity to assist me. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. Tinola, you can go.
Good evening, everyone. I'm a student of Caleb University, and I'm just here to have a knowledge about cybersecurity, basically. Thank you.
Sorry, what course are you studying currently?
Mass communication.
Mass communication. Okay.
Yeah,
Welcome.
thank
Welcome.
you.
I think Benjamin Adeyemo. Can you introduce yourself? Are you on the call? Okay, Benjamin is not on the call. Chidi.
Um, Good evening, everyone. My name is Chidi, and I'm a newbie in the cybersecurity space, so I'm here to like learn a lot. So
Okay, but you're familiar with technology in general. You've been
yes,
in the
yes,
tech space
yes,
for a while.
very much, yeah, very
Oh,
much.
okay, cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, so I think we have Blessing Eric. Am I correct? Are you on the call?
Good evening, everyone. Can you
Yeah,
all
good
hear me?
evening. We can
Okay,
hear
my
you.
blessing. I work as an HR and business analyst, so I'm here to learn cybersecurity. So I'm so happy to be part of this.
Yeah, you're welcome. Um, we have Nuruddin. Nuruddin, can you introduce yourself? Even though it's as if
Hello,
I know you
good
as a stubborn person.
Farouk. Hello, good
Can you
evening,
introduce
everyone.
yourself? Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm Nuruddin. I'm not new to the tech space. I've done a couple of certifications and trainings on security. Don't let me say cybersecurity and security, but I just want to be like I want to be an expert in cybersecurity, basically. And I want to be a big boy like Farouk and Aaron and Mr. Mayo on the call. Yes, those are the people, and Joseph. I want to be like them.
Who is the next person? David. Welcome, Nuruddin. David. Um, David. Yeah.
All right. Good evening. Yeah. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
Can you all hear
Mr.
me?
David. Yeah, we
Okay.
can hear you.
All right. I'm business development executive with a tech company, and I'm here to learn, basically to learn on how to implement what is being taught, using it to address real life situations.
Welcome,
Thank you.
welcome, Mr. David. Um, okay, so we have okay, I think we have just like about four more people. I can see Basira. Basira, can you introduce yourself?
Hello, good evening. I'm Basiro. I want to learn more about cybersecurity. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome, Basira. Wow. Okay, I think you've introduced yourself. Um, we have Chris. Hello, Chris. Are you on the call? Okay, so Chris is not on the call. I think the last person who is there to introduce himself on this call. I think I have OP. Sorry, who is OP? Is OP on the call? Okay, what about Faith? Faith. Is Faith on the call? Okay. Okay, so oh,
On the call.
hello, hello. Okay, so I guess Faith has a little challenge with this our network. So we can move to the next agenda, right? So just like we said, so today is just like an introductory call where we can get to know each other, right? Because it would always be an interactive section generally, whereby we would have a lot of tasks and we would get to collaborate with each other, right? So for instance, now if let's say for instance for some people that for some of us that we have the experience already, the way we get to perform our tasks will be different from the fresh people, right? So we would need the support of some people, some people like myself, Mr. Mayowa, and some others, so that we can help other people to pull up in their practicals, right? So now let me also chip in something, right? So now it's a cybersecurity section, right? The training is on cybersecurity, but we are focusing on Microsoft cybersecurity for now, right? So we are focusing on Microsoft cybersecurity and GRC. So we have a lot of tasks that will be performed, right? We have a lot of tasks and activities. I've shared the course outline with everybody in the group chat, which I'm still going to share on the call today, right? We have a lot of tasks to perform, and I'm sure that um, once we've been able to perform all those tasks successfully by ourselves, then I think I can start calling us a cybersecurity person before we start moving to other areas in the cybersecurity space, right? So now let me present the course outline that I have, right? Let me share my screen. But I'm sure, okay, let me first present it before I speak to this. Um, but before then, do we have anybody on this call that is not a member of that group? If you're on the call and you are not part of the WhatsApp group, you can always drop your number, or I'll drop the link on the chat box so you can join the WhatsApp group so that we can get to collaborate directly from the WhatsApp group. Um, Let me share my screen. Where's this screen? Okay, it's Microsoft Edge. Come on, I'm not seeing the screen. Windows. Let me just share my entire screen. Um, Okay, so I would like to confirm if you can all see my screen. Can we all see my screen? Probably you can do that with the thumbs
Yes.
up, or you can speak out.
Yeah,
Okay,
your screen is
yeah,
off.
Yeah.
okay, thank you. Yeah, so I actually took my time to come up with this training and learning plan, right? It's a 6 month, or it's like a 12-month learning plan, right? But depending on how you can get to assimilate and how you can get to learn fast, right? So, but then it's a minimum of a 6 month training plan. We have a lot of tasks, right? And this is speaking to the entire Microsoft cybersecurity, right? From the infrastructure part to the identity to the endpoint, then to the threat protection landscape, as well as the data protection and governance, then also to the Azure security as well, right? There are a whole lot of tasks there, right? So let me just brief us on the outline, right? So now, I said um, it's it's all about Microsoft cybersecurity. But before then now, so a lot of people are in different areas. I saw someone said is a pharmacist. There's someone that said is an HR. Someone said is a business development manager. So and there are some people that are already in tech, right? So that means everybody, we have different career paths that we are currently on, right? But then we are looking at moving into expanding into the Microsoft. We are looking at expanding into tech, and most especially in the cyber security space, so that we can have other opportunities, because we don't even know where opportunity will come tomorrow, right? So now, and I said we are focusing more on Microsoft cybersecurity, right? But before then, before we move to the Microsoft, so now, what is this cybersecurity all about? I don't know. Can anyone on the call just brief us what cybersecurity is all about? I want it to be an interactive session. So I don't know. Can anyone on the call just brief us what cybersecurity is all about? Do we have anybody that can speak to that?
Um, Briefly, cybersecurity, to me, I think it's all about being able to secure, protect data and information that is about can either be about a person or about an organization.
Okay. I think that's good. So it's all about securing data, securing organization, securing information, right? Okay, that's good. do we have another person that can also give us another definition of cybersecurity? I think I can see some gurus on the call. Who else can give us? Um, I might call names. So
I
Okay,
would say
for
just
me, I
like the
think,
name.
okay, you can
okay,
go.
okay, you
Just
can come in. Was
Okay,
it Joseph
so
that was speaking?
I would
David.
say cybersecurity, just like the name cyber is like anything on the internet or the cloud or something like so protecting data on the cloud or protecting data on the internet or on the web, I
Oh,
think.
okay. Okay, you are also there, right? Joseph Agbola. You also, was it
No,
Joseph
it's
that wanted to speak
David.
on?
No, it's David.
Oh,
David that was
David.
speaking.
David. Oh, okay. David, can you speak
Okay,
as well?
I think cybersecurity is the act that speaks to securing digital assets, both physical and digital assets that are both on the cloud or within your premises, and data that are both on transit and data that are also on rest.
Rest. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So I think you are very correct. You are very, very correct, right? And everybody that spoke are actually correct, right? So that's to show that almost everybody will understand what the cybersecurity is all about, right? When you look at the digital world in general, when you look at the digital world in general, gone are the days whereby um, if you want to work in the olden days, like if we have like people that are above 40 years, people that are above 40 years on the call, right? You could recall that in the olden days during the legacy ways, right? If you want to do any work, right, you have to go to the office network, right? You have to, if you want to check your email, unlike now that you can check your email directly from your phone, right? Before, if you want to check your email, you have to do everything directly from the office network. So once it's Friday night, you can't get to check your email until the next day you resume at the work, right? So now when you look at the way we get to work now, and also COVID-19 came in as well, right? When COVID-19 came in, it changed the way we get to work, right? I remember those days before COVID-19, we get to go to work every day, right? 9 to 4, 9 to 5, depending on the time we use. But now, everybody, almost all organizations now, especially tech organizations, including financial organizations now, right? They get to work in an hybrid way. Some even get to work in a fully remote um, environment. So how do we, I mean, in a fully remote way, right? So how do we ensure that the way our users are working, the way our users are collaborating outside the office network, even within the office network, how are we sure that they're actually collaborating in a very, very secure way? How are we sure that let's say for instance now I want to perform a task. How are you sure that I'm the one that is trying to perform the task? There is not someone else that is trying to perform the task. So that's why security is actually very, very important, right? Security, cyber security in general is just a way of you protecting your digital information, your digital assets, your digital infrastructure, right? From the likes of cyber attackers, from the likes of threats and many more. So that's what cybersecurity is basically all about, right? So now going back to this, our learning plan or learning path, right? So now when you now look at cybersecurity in general, let me use an organization as an example, right? Let me use an organization as an example, right? For instance, or let me use the president as an example. So let's say, for instance, now one of us here, maybe we have an appointment with maybe the governor of Lagos State, right? Or we have an appointment with maybe someone that works with someone that works in a bank or someone that works in a company, right? And you want to visit the person at the person's company, right? Trust me, let's say is the governor of Lagos State. When you get to governor's office, they won't even allow you to go in, right? The first thing they would screen your life, right? They will ask you, who are you? where's your ID card? Can you identify yourself? Do you have an appointment with the person you want to see? You need to be able to identify yourself properly before they would allow you to be able to come into the particular organization or into the particular premises, right? And the same thing comes into security as well, right? So one of the important measures under security is what is called identity and access, right? Because it's always very, very important for you to be able to properly know how people authenticate and how people identify themselves and authenticate into a particular environment. For instance, now you work as an IT administrator in a particular company, right? You work as an IT administrator in a particular company, and if maybe one of your servers, or maybe you had an attack within your infrastructure environment, the blame will be on you because you are the security person. Or let's say maybe you have a security team and you work with the security team, right? Once there's a particular attack, you would be the one that would be blamed, because the first thing is that you need to ensure that the way your users are identifying and accessing any environment within your environment is actually very secured. And that's why identity and access management is coming in place, right? Okay, now, so let's assume we've been able to properly secure how they come into our environment. That's number one. Okay, so we also have a lot of data. So when you look at an organization, for example, a bank, right? We have a lot of data that travels from different locations, right? We have a lot of documents. Someone that said he works with the HR team. You have a lot of documents. You have a lot of documentations about your staffs, right? You have a lot of sensitive, confidential information, confidential documents about your staffs, right? um Documents, sensitive informations, they fly up and down. How do we ensure that all these sensitive informations, they are not mistakenly shared with external or people that, or should I say, unauthorized users, right? So now, what if you now mistakenly share the document with the unauthorized user? Do you have any solution in place that can prevent those users from accessing those kind of sensitive information, right? For instance, now, I'll use a bank as an example as well, right? A lot of customers, they have different credit cards, they have different ATM cards, they have different debit and credit card that they use. How do we ensure that within our bank premises, we are not sending other people's credit card, other people's information? How are you sure that we are not sharing it with the wrong people, right? So security also comes into that place. So that's why you can't even escape security. Security is actually very, very important, right? Also, let me now move a step forward as well. So now, we collaborate using our phones, we collaborate using our laptops, we collaborate using different kinds of devices, right? And when you look at, generally, let's say during December, there is something called Black Friday. I think it's during November, December, that there will be discounts up and down. You get to see a lot of emails. You see some emails like, click on this link for you to win iPhone 17, click on this link to win iPhone 25, click on this link to win 100 million, right? So how are you sure that all those links that are flying up and down, how are you sure that all these your users? Because whenever you see those kind of links, right? Because why would you click on a link just for you to win iPhone 17? It's not possible now, right? So how are you sure that your end users, they are not, or how are you sure that people generally, they are not doing all those things? Those are phishing emails. How can you properly protect yourself from those kind of things? So that's why security is actually very, very important, right? And when you look at this learning part, we have different sections there, right? The first one is setting up the Microsoft 365 environment, because what we are going to be protecting is our own. No, that's your own infrastructure environment, because everybody will have their own lab environment. So what you are going to be protecting is your own infrastructure environment. And for you to be able to protect that infrastructure environment, that means you must be able to create that environment yourself, right? So you'll be creating the environment. Don't worry, we'll show you how you get to create the environment. You'll be creating the environment yourself. Then you will now be protecting the environment. There are a lot of security measures that you put in place for you to be able to properly protect your environment. Then we'll now be doing a lot of simulation attacks. We'll be testing different attacks within your environment to see if your environment is actually properly secured, right? That's the end goal of this task that we have here, right? So for the first task is about you, it's just about you to understand M365, that's the Microsoft 365 fundamental, the license and the subscription, so that you can be able to properly set up your own environment. So that's why we have the first task as that, right? Then the second task is speaking about the identity and access management that I mentioned then, that whereby you can get to protect your users from, you can get to protect how your users sign in. For example, now I want to visit the governor, right? I need to identify myself. I need to identify myself before they can be able to go in, right? So under the identity and access management, you would also get to configure how your users get to identify themselves before they can be allowed to sign in into your infrastructure environment, right? So we have a lot of tasks under identity and access management that we'll get to perform, right? Still under the identity and access management, we still have some other tasks like creating of built-in roles, creating of groups, and many more, right? So once we are done with the identity and access management and we are fine, then we'll now move to the next one, which is the endpoint management with Microsoft Intune, right? So for Microsoft Intune, we have a lot of tasks there as well, right? We have a whole lot of tasks that will be performed there, right? Then after we are done with the Microsoft Intune, we would move to the threat protection landscape, right? Is this threat protection that would help you to protect your users from clicking on the link that would help them to win iPhone 13. It's one that will protect your users from downloading virus and different malwares on their PC, right? So once we are done with the Defender threat protection landscape, then we'd also move to the data protection, right, for the GRC people as well. So we'd move to the data protection with Microsoft compliance. We have a lot of tasks. This thing looks small, yeah, but it requires a lot of tasks. So we have a lot of tasks that we are going to perform under the GRC, right? Then after then, we'll now move to the section 2 of this this security, right? The section 1 is about protecting the M365 environment. Then the second one is protecting the Azure environment. That's the hybrid and multi-cloud environment. So now you would learn how to protect if there are resources sitting in Azure, you will learn how to protect all those resources that are sitting in Azure. And if there are resources that are sitting in the likes of AWS, Oracle, Google Cloud, and many more, you would also learn how to protect those resources directly from all these stacks as well, right? Then after then, we'd also move to what is called Microsoft Sentinel. Microsoft Sentinel is a SIEM solution. What SIEM solution does is that it allows you to be able to gather logs. I'm sure if you go to banks, when you visit banks, right, you used to see different screens on the wall of those banks, right? So it's a SIEM solution that they're using to gather logs to manage the health of some of their servers. So you would understand once you're able to get to this Microsoft Sentinel, you understand this Microsoft Sentinel, you will now know the reason why when you visit banks, you get to see different screens at the wall of those banks, right? So now this is Microsoft Sentinel. Once you are done with Microsoft Sentinel, we also have some other things under Azure Security. So once you are done with that, then we'd also train you on soft skills as well, because as a technical person, you need to also learn how to write the likes of scope of work, how to do proper documentations as well, right? So this is just the course outline of our learning part, right? So everybody would have a lab environment and would perform some of all these things, right? So now, this document has been shared with everybody, right? This document has been shared with everybody, and we are going to start with the first part, right? So now, I'm not yet done with the lab environment for everybody. I'm sure by latest by tomorrow or by Friday, right? I'm going to share with everybody how we can create the lab environment for us, the lab environment that we're going to use for all these labs, for all these tasks that we want to perform. But before then, we can get to read up on this our first task, which is setting up Microsoft 365 tenant. So we can get to read up on Microsoft 365. What is Microsoft 365 all about, right? What are the kind of licenses that we have under Microsoft 365, right? What are the kind of subscriptions that I can use for me to be able to have Microsoft 365 in my environment, right? So we can start reading all these things before we have the lab environment and we'll get to perform some of all these tasks, right? I think there's someone that asked a question for me. There's someone that asked a question for me that um, we have a lot of security measures. We have a lot of security solutions like the data protection, the purview, the share protection. How can we assign all these solutions? How can we assign it to users, right? How can she assign those things to users, right? And that person is on this call, right? I'm sure once you're able to perform this first task, whereby you'll be able to create users, then you get to see how you can assign those security solutions to your users within the environment, right? So I don't know. I've been speaking since morning. Do we have question? Is there anyone that has a question? Do we have anyone that want to add to what I've said, or do we have anyone that doesn't really understand what I've been saying since morning? Do we have questions? Let me come back to the screen. Hello, everyone. Are we still here?
Good evening, sir. Yes, I'm here.
Yeah,
Good evening,
good
Yes,
sir.
we are
evening.
Can you hear
here.
me? Okay,
Okay.
my question is,
Sorry, I'm not Sao.
what are the apps we need to install?
Sorry, who is speaking?
Do we need to install the Microsoft 365? It's Olawale Bakari, sir.
Okay, Wale. Okay, you said, do you need to install the what?
Hello,
I can hear you, Wale.
Microsoft 365 application on our laptop first. Yes, sir. I said, do we need to install the Microsoft 365 on our laptop first before we can start?
Playing from Farouk's S23 Ultra.
So now, you don't
Hello?
need to install Hello, I'm with you, right? You don't need to, you can start because at the end of the day, you will need to practicalize some things. So you would eventually need to install the Office application on your PC, right? So once we give you a demo environment, you would install the Office application using the credentials of the demo environment you have. So you would install the application on your PC, right? There are some people that would prefer to use virtual machine. You would need to install it on any kind of machine that you are using. So definitely you would need it, right? But then, but then everything will be easy for you because the first thing you need to do is to first set up that environment. In fact, you need to first understand that Microsoft 365, right? Because it's not even Microsoft 365 application that you would install on your PC, right? So you get, but Olawale, you would need to install all those things on your PC for you to be able to understand it. But then you need to first understand what that Microsoft 365 is all about because Microsoft 365 has different components, right? So you need to know the ones that you would install on your PC out of those Microsoft 365 components, right? So that's why I said we need to understand the Microsoft 365. For example, that first tax that we have there, right? And even though you have a lot of tax, you need to understand what those things are. For example, now let me use this Entra as an example, right? We have conditional access here, right? Even though we have some tax under conditional access, before we perform the tax, we need to read what conditional access is all about. We should understand it so that once we are performing those tasks, we'll get to understand it better. Do you get? For example, now this Microsoft 365 now, you want to create users, you want to create account and everything. You need to understand what Microsoft 365 is all about before you start creating the account, right? But Olawale, have I answered your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so do we have questions? Are there other questions? Do we have questions? Are we all good?
Yeah, all good from my side.
Yeah,
Okay,
from my
okay.
side, I think I'm good.
Okay, all
Yeah,
good from
thank
my
you.
side also.
Okay, thank you. So the other thing we haven't agreed on, I'm looking at, although everybody we need to agree together, right? So, we have a lot of tasks and we need to be meeting at least twice in a week for us to see the progress of our tasks, right? So let's agree, although we can always agree on the group chat, but we need to agree on a date, or we should agree on the 2 days we will be meeting. It can be once during the week and once on the weekend, right? So I don't know. Can we agree now? Should we can people suggest? I don't want to be the one to select the day we'll be meeting. So I want us to all agree together. So which day can we look out? Which one do you want to speak?
Like twice a week is okay by me. I mean twice a week is okay. And that will make us to be able to accelerate how we learn. So for me, twice a week is good.
So I think someone asked a question. Will you share the reading materials with us? So the only thing I'm going to share with you is the learning part, right? It's only the learning part I'm going to share with you. Every other thing, every other materials, you need to make research yourself for you to get the materials. There are several videos on YouTube. There are a lot of documents.
Yeah, hello, Farouk, are you audible?
Hello, Farouk. We cannot hear you.
Yeah, same here.
I don't know, Aaron, is he still on the call? I think maybe he might be having some network challenges.
Yeah, can we just give him some time, to join back? I think he's having network issue, so he's trying to switch to backup.
Hello.
Okay, welcome back. Farouk.
Oh,
Yes, we
hello,
can
team.
hear you. I can hear you.
So apologies for that. I went off, right? Let me rejoin from my PC. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm back. Um, can you hear, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I can hear you from my end.
Select confirm. They're voting already. Okay. Okay. Hello?
I can hear you, sir.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you. Sorry, my router went off. Aaron, I can see that you've created a pool, right? Thank you.
Yeah.
So, I hope we are voting already. Are people voting?
Yeah, people are
Um,
voting. So far we have Thursdays and Saturdays leading. But just 4 responses. Only 4 people have voted already. So guys, we are about 30 on this call. So let's all try to vote. We only have 4 people voted so far.
I tried voting, but I got something went wrong.
Really?
Yeah,
Mm. Okay, which one do you vote for?
Friday and Sunday.
Friday and Sundays.
I also tried voting. I tried voting for Monday and Saturday, but it's the same error.
Something went wrong. Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Nuruddin and Fumi
so,
and Lord Mayor, have you guys voted too?
Yes, I
Yes, I
voted. I
am.
was able to vote.
Okay, and no issues, right?
Yes, no issue.
so,
I've
Same
I
way.
voted
have
too.
it.
There's no issue from my end. There's no issue from my
Uh,
end.
I'm sorry, who just spoke now?
So
Ademola.
maybe the issue is particular
Ademola.
with Friday and Sunday. I don't know.
It's not, no. Uh, I also
No,
see
There's
that external users have
I
access.
think the issue is external people are not able to vote. I think
Yeah,
because I'm not able to as well.
exactly. I want to check it out.
um, okay, so let's create the. I think we can create a pool on WhatsApp, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, we can. Thank you. Okay,
let's
so we can use WhatsApp.
So let me correct it.
Okay.
But do you want, okay, so cybersecurity. Okay, yeah. Thank you. You've added the stuff again. So let's see. Correct four. So we have adoption. So we have Thursday and Saturday.
Still the same issue, just still saying something went wrong.
Yeah,
Don't
we are
worry,
going to
use
create a
WhatsApp,
poll.
right?
Use WhatsApp to create a poll now.
Friday and Saturday. One, two, three. So what's the option five? Okay, so one.
No, there's no option 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we can put in an option there, I guess.
So
That one
we
can be
can
like
put
Wednesday and
in
Thursday or something.
Wednesday. And do Wednesday and Saturday as well.
Yeah, Wednesday and Saturday maybe, yeah.
So I'll be posted on the WhatsApp group. Can we vote? I think most people prefer Wednesday and Saturday. I think Wednesday and Saturday is leading. Okay, so um, Wednesday and Saturday. Okay, I think we have 10, 11, this is 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We have about 20. Let's keep on voting. Thursday and Saturday is coming. Okay. So while we are voting for the date, okay, we have more people on the lobby. Okay. So what about the time? Are we okay with this time? I think, are we okay with this current time we used, 9 p.m. to, are we okay with the current time?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so let's create that
For
poll
me,
as well.
no, because the network in my side by this time is seriously very bad. Before I could finally connect, it was very troublesome.
I think this time is good
So we'll create the poll as
for
well.
me. Okay.
Okay, so for the person, who was the person that said the time wasn't good for him? Or the time is not good for him? Is it Wale? What time will you suggest?
Seismic side,
What time will
if
you
it's
suggest?
possible in the evening, if it's possible in the evening, around maybe 4, 5, 6, I think it's better for me.
So the reason why the evening time might not be okay for most of us is that most of us are actually working. We have our day-to-day activities that we are doing, right? And some people they do 9 to 5, 9 to 6. So I think that's why the night time is actually better.
Yes, and some people might still be on their way home between
On
that
their way home
four,
then.
5 or
Yeah.
5 to 6.
So Lawale, probably you might need to just get another network so you can get to switch.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so yeah. So for the day, right? I think the highest vote is Wednesday and Saturday. So I think 12 people voted for Wednesday and Saturday. Then the next one is Thursday and Saturday. So I think we can all go for the Wednesday and Saturday, right? I think that's better. Wednesday and Saturday. And what we'll just be doing on the call is just for us to review our to review the progress of our tax, right? So it's not really something way special, right? So I want everybody to confirm on the call that we have the the learning part. Everybody have access to the learning part. Do we all have access to the learning part?
That's in the
Can we all
Word
confirm?
document.
Yes,
In the
sir.
Word, I
Yeah,
think the Word document you said on the chat, bar on Teams chat.
yes, yes.
Yeah. I think it's on the
I
WhatsApp group
think
chat, so we can see
yeah,
from there.
yeah. So we all have access to it. So like I said, right, nobody would give you material, nobody would share material with you, right? You have to, we want to become a technical person, right? We want to become technical people. So we need to learn how to make research by ourselves, right? So the good thing is that those tasks are there. You can just go online. All about, let's say for instance, is Microsoft Entra. Just search all about Microsoft Entra. You see a lot of documentations. Go to YouTube, understand what Microsoft Entra is all about. Understand it, watch many videos. Once you are okay, then you can now check step-by-step guide on how to create user step-by-step guide on how to configure conditional access, anything you want to configure, just go online. You would see a lot of, I don't think there's any new thing that nobody has done for now on all the solutions that we are learning, right? So we would we would make research by ourselves. So once we are now facing, maybe if there's any challenge or anything, then we can always reach out. You can always reach out to myself. You can reach out to you can reach out to myself. We have Usman Abdullah, who is also a member of the group, is on the call as well. We have um Almaru Folaito, who is on the call as well. Then even Mr. Mayawa Juma as well, right? So you can all reach out to us if you are facing any issue while you are performing your task. If there's anything you don't understand, you can reach out to us. You can drop it on the group chat, right? I can send a voice note, I can type, so that let's just interact, right? The end goal is for us to understand the whole thing, right? So are we all cool? So today is Wednesday. So should we have our next section by Saturday? I'm sure by then the lab environment should be ready by then. So we'll be having our next section by Saturday. I mean on Saturday. Same time on Saturday.
Okay, that's fine. So I want to ask, between now and that Saturday when we'll be having our next call, what should we be doing? Should we get our lab environment ready, or we'll just have to wait until we set up our lab environment and then get the next instruction?
Okay. So for those of us that can get our lab environment by ourselves, right? If you know you can get the lab environment yourself, we would appreciate that. You can kick it off, get the lab environment yourself, get it ready, right? But generally, so for those of us that we might not be able to come up with a lab environment by ourselves, so the tasks, we had communicated the tasks before. So the tasks we will just do is the first task on the learning part, which is understanding Microsoft 365. Where is it again? Let me open the document. The first task, understand M365 fundamental. So read up on Microsoft 365 fundamental, understand the kind of licenses that is required for Microsoft 365, understand it very well. So now, like I said then, there are a lot of tasks, right, that would perform. But before we start performing the tasks, let's understand what the solution is all about. So that while we are doing the tasks, we would understand what we are doing very well, right? For example, now this Microsoft 365, before you start creating users, or before you familiarize yourself with the portal and everything, understand what that Microsoft 365 is all about, right? So our first task before the Saturday call is for us to understand the first part, which is setting up Microsoft 365 tenant and subscription. And the objective there is for you to understand Microsoft 365 fundamental, the licenses, the subscription, right? So that's the task you have before the next call, which is on Saturday. Is that okay?
Yes, I think.
Yes, sir.
David. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes, that's fine. That's fine with me.
Okay, so I would also write it on the chat box. I mean, I also paste it in the group chat so we can all know what we have on ground, right? So, once again, I would like to appreciate everyone for joining the section, and I like the fact that it's actually a very interactive session, right? So, thanks to everybody. So, the kind of dedication we have from start, please let's continue with the pace, right? Let's continue with the pace. There's nothing difficult in tech in general, right? There's nothing difficult in tech generally, right? So let's just let's keep on with the pace. Any task we want to perform, let's do it. If there's anything you don't understand, reach out. Anybody can always respond, not just the tutors. Anybody can respond, right? For example, now if I'd gone past Entra and there's someone that has issue on Entra, I can always support you, right? So please, let's just make it an interactive session. And I think that's all. So I want to wish everyone a very good night, and we'll see everyone again on Saturday. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You have a good
Thanks, bro.
night, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
Good
much.
night.
All right.
Thank you,
All right.
Thank
everyone.
you.
Good night, everyone.